Good, very soon to be afternoon from my neck of the woods. So, if you're on the same timeline, hey, happy lunchtime. Rolling into comments. Now, I got to admit, there was an update to the control panel, and now even Ange noticed it the other day. It was all weird. So I haven't refreshed in a minute, and I'm going to do that soon. But I want, Julia, I just, I got the hearts and the fire emojis, and I got laughing emojis, and nothing but thank yous. Thank you, thank you, thank yous. I'm not trying to be a goofball, but it is sort of the thing I got going on. But you also can stumble, ass backwards into me tearing up and needing a tissue right after I offered someone else a tissue, which is, painful and true. But, sometimes it all comes out whichever way, hopefully with comedy. And you've noticed that. So I appreciate you very much. It's getting to be a nice long list. So I appreciate you coming along for the ride. Basically, you got yourself a seat on the bus. So now you find any, you know what I mean, any comments bus worthy, bring one of them commenters out of the, because hey, there are people who've been around for 3 years, going on 4, I think. So, thank you. From the bottom of my heart. As I was watching some stuff and seeing what buttons I could click and what boxes I had to check. And Ange and I were talking, and I wanted to express that, to everyone that this is why we just keep going. Because there's a couple. I'm a long-winded a-hole for 1% of my viewership. And then I commit complete sacrilege of stomping all over the song to another 1%. But outside of that, actually, it seems like we're having a pretty good time. And I watched a couple of my more recent ones just to click boxes and see what I could put on and off. And even some of the rambling rants seem fairly coherent. So I hope you're following along at home. I hope everything's is a good time for all who want to have it. Julia, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Now, moving on. Dimash. Angels getting love after a long time just because Australia. I love Australian artists. And I'm still working. The problem is all my savings are going into the car on Wednesday morning, not a turntable to crack open my John Farnham album, which is depressing to say the least, but it's the way we're going to keep it because I don't even have a spot to put it. So it's all, whew. But I want to make a comeback to Australian music strong, but I also have, let's say, geopolitical reasonings for not doing as much right now because I'm trying hard to. This channel does what this channel does, and if you're in the news globally, I have a hard time staying away. And this is that whole, why don't you just listen and lie? That's the part. If it can't be the only reason we're here. And now here, we'll do a longer Dimash one here. Such an awesome video. The song is so energetic and catchy. Yeah, I thought it was. We're talking Dimash down here. See if I can. There we go. Okay. Some Dimash, such an awesome video. The video is so energetic and catchy. Added to my favorite Dimash songs. Now, I really did like the song. I'm no lie. Ange and I have seen how many Dimash concerts? And here, what's her name? Taylor Swift. She's as popular can be in the world. I wouldn't sit through one song, let alone a concert. And you could put me into a different tax bracket. I'd say no. Hey, I wonder why we struggle over here. Because if I don't care for it, I don't care for it. I'm not going to pretend I like it. But Dimash, uh, all the weird things I've learned over the road, it is as interesting as hell to me. So there are so many. Dimash certainly has a gifted family by the way he can ride. I'm pretty sure that was a stuntman. Yet no, I'm sure he can ride. I'm sure the insurance company and the regional tourism ministry board would not allow him to get killed on horseback while shooting that video. I'm just saying, this would be a stain on the tourism board. So yeah, no, but hey, wait, no way would he be allowed to take risks like that. But I think his fans like to imagine he did. Oh, that's why I'm a complicated channel because hmm 33484. Uh, it's, I agree with this 100%. I brought it up. It's just like the border between uh, Kazakhstan. I'm putting that A in there, and I'm going to learn how to get rid of it. It's just something, and I can fix that. But the Turkmenistan border, and then I mean, uh, not that I'd really want anyone looking into my search histories, but I have spent a lot of time on travel videos over in that region. So learning ignorance is not bliss. Pretending that was Dimash standing up and riding the horse is cool for some of the older deers or something like that, but no, of course not. Especially if you've watched any old westerns. I mean, the cuts, the shots. Because I'm on horseback. Now you take that far off shot of someone on horseback, but you can't, right? But we won't tell. We don't have to tell. It's and he is extremely proud of his country, and that's why I can get away with making a joke or two, because I'm pretty sure I've shed a tear and talked about how, on one side of the coin, nationalism can be a force of let's say, horrible change. On the other side, it can be a valuable asset to communities and peoples. It's dependent on how that nationalism is, how it riles up the hearts and minds of people. If it's to eagle fly, mountain high, valley low, just fucking tourism, go, 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 that's a win-win-win, right? You know, I mean, I would never, I'm 55, been camping since I was a baby. I was going to, one of my oldest memories is stopping at like Chamber of Commerce centers across borders back in, you say, your highways and byways era, kid, not your electric car future shit. I'm talking about when, for me it was Highway 61 would have been, dotted with little towns, all 15 miles apart, each with individual attractions, and you could just go. Of course, now at the same time, it was a lot of mini golf, go-karts, trade rides, and, man, there was a lot of creepy nursery rhyme parks and shit back in the 70s. They were cool, but camp. I digress. I was going off. But I'm cool with travel and tourism. I would never want to disparage that. At the same time, now, why we're really far, 10 minutes, that's hard for a lot of people. There was a lot of flying in the, and then a lot of the, let's just say film and on the channel somewhere, Soundgarden with Jesus Christ pose. Plus the flying. You have, there's some bigger than life stuff going on in that video. No kidding. I mean, and Edge watched it. I had Edge watch it with me. We didn't watch the reaction, but just the video. And it was a banger. She admitted, but she felt the same way I did. A lot of Jesus flying, which is not their thing, but I'm not hating. I'm just saying, imagery wise, it's good choice and traditional. I'm not mocking it. That's the part where people are like, oh, you're being so mean, or you're. No, I'm not. I'm actually pointing out it's super common. I'm positive there are people. See, if I could make that kind of content, I'd make a clip-based pose video. But I'm not that patient. I don't like editing anymore. I did a lot more chemicals when I edited film. I don't do those no more. So editing is tedious and horrible, not enjoyable. Rolling on, Marty. Now there's other people because I'm positive a super thanks showed up, and I don't want to make assumptions, but I think it was. Thought I saw him. Yeah, Mike, I saw that, and I'm so sorry it took so long. Now I did just load up the Hank Williams, so I do have the Always Loving You games people play, and Gang Ten Goten. Now, Mike, I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark, and I think this one's you. Sure, fair enough. But thank you. See, it does that shit. Now I went back. Shouldn't it have stayed right where I was? So I completely acknowledge that I miss so much right now that I'm sorry. Don't, if it's your thing and you love commenting, please don't stop. I'm like, I take away all financial support for 2 months. I don't care. Just don't stop. I like it. I'm gonna, even if it's a heart marathon, I appreciate you. And that's one of those, I never wanted to, like, subscribe, and share that shit all the way through. And I think we've got a pretty good track record. So, I liked it. Mike, I like that a lot. Man, what was I saying? Plant spirit worship. I can't hide it. Oh, I was angry at Reagan. We don't want to go back because I'm in a good place right now for everything that's coming up, which is as we just went over. Plus, Leo, I want to know why Leo don't get no love. That dude is talented. He's got it going on, but he just can't. I don't know. Thank you, bus riders, for checking out Leo. The tone alone. The guy's got good skills in the studio. He makes whatever. I'm not groveling for. Hey, I am. I got to learn to do that for myself. But right now, it's more. We'll focus on Leo and what's coming up. All right, and Crusader. Yeah, no, Lightbringer of Sweden. Yeah, I am staying healthy. Thank you for your. Thank you, as explained. I appreciate comments. Crusader, keep them coming. I got more of your stuff on the way. Marty. Uh-oh. No, Marty, did you? I wonder if that was one where I referenced something Marty might have been saying somewhere else. I don't know. I do that. Every now and then you'll be watching a reaction and it'll be like, your comment had inspired me. So I talk about it somewhere else. And I don't know. I don't think I'm that witty. I don't. But Mike H back in the day, it was kind of like Easter eggs and shit. I would think. I try to explain this to people, and I'll wrap it up with this. Because I thank you, I love you, and I appreciate you all. Had to take care of that. I think it was getting more coherent. I think there was a narrative. And then, as I tell people, as I tell people now, trying to hop on today right here might be tough. Might be tough. It's pretty good. Some of them are just straightforward reactions, but there's, I guess, a lot of me mixed into the whole ride. And you go back far enough, and you find that y'all inspire me. You keep me saying stuff or get me going, or as we learned with Reagan, take the other side of the coin and, oh, it was utopian. He wanted to understand what the line, maybe was that about the line? Could have been about 15-minute cities. I can't remember. Oh, wow. I think it's time for breakfast, which technically will be lunch. Um, Long story short, uh, hopefully, if you go back, let's say you like a certain artist, going back for the beginning on their playlist or something like that is definitely the best bet. By the end, I'm sure I make a lot more sense. And then I can always check because I referenced getting feedback and I appreciate it. If I'm completely hypocritical on something like the smoking, I'm a complete hypocrite on that. The rock stars in smoking represent, right? They ain't crack, but they are they're stronger than me. There are some things. I call it right up front. Um, and then sometimes I'm hypocritical with my faith. I mean, I'll double down with that. The other day I said something and it's been itching at me about not mixing drug. So I was talking about tripping on DMT, and I didn't want to start talking about drug use and like psychonaut activity and God in the same sentences. I separate the two because most people who follow a overly religious as a Christian path aren't going to be able to put the two together and think there's some common ground. You're blasphemous, if you will. And it's a shame that, no, because it can get too far. It's all weird. All I'm saying is I was wrong because when it comes down to drugs, addiction, and even if I don't, something greater than yourself is part of being able to free a lot of people from drug addiction and life of hell comes in the form of Jesus. Short story there, but mostly a power greater than yourself that you can give things up to, and it turns out humans don't work that well for that. Some stuff, not others. And long stories full of anecdotal stories there if you're interested. That will do it for rolling into the comments today. Very cool. Sometimes I forget to do this stuff. And then I'm in the middle of a reaction with y'all, and it's like, hey, I've forgotten. And it not ruins, but yeah, I'm not sure it's the flavor and flair that it is to me. It's probably annoying. But I am obviously trying to milk out a minute and a half on general principle. I'm going to give them to you. There you go. That's funny. I'm still stuck on a person in my real life explaining to me how, but you go 20 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's how long it would take. Because everybody, like, some of you deserve your own 10-minute segment. And you mean that much to me, so I appreciate you. All right, now it's only like 40 seconds. Later.